What's going on, YouTube? It's the Bushy Beard, and I'm back, and I'm bushier than ever. And right now, we got the expert with us, the professor, as you guys like to call him. I knew if I did another Alip without him, you guys would crush me and kill me. And so we have the professor here. I probably am the expert in the recorder. I played one when I was in first grade. I was absolutely phenomenal. They tried to sign me to a record label, but I failed. So,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I know.
So sad.
I know.
It was terrible.
It was bad. So, anyways, we got My Heart Will Go On. This is the one where he at one time played with one hand and played with the other, but this time he's going to give us the full on both.
Oh, cool.
So, here we go. So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Batman and Alip Ba in the same room at the same time?
No, that's true.
I think he is Batman.
That could be. Yeah.
This is good so far. I like it a lot. You know, it's a very classic song. A lot of people know it. Do you know the song?
I'm not sure I know it.
It's from Titanic.
Oh, okay. But I love what he's doing.
Yeah.
With that he's actually playing the flute through it.
The recorder.
The recorder.
Yeah, and it's an instrument that's not always taken serious. At least in America, it's not taken seriously. And again, it's because it's the first instrument everybody learns how to play supposedly in America, and so we kind of think of it as a child's instrument and not necessarily as what it could be. So.
Well, yeah, which means you don't really master it here typically.
Yeah. So here we go. To me, it almost sounds like there's a piano playing.
Well, I mean, I've never seen anybody come up with as many different musical sounds and changing between each one the way he does. I mean, somebody, I think last time you had asked me if I thought he was that he had been trained, and I said, oh no, he has to have been trained.
Right.
But then somebody said no, he wasn't or anything. But if you look at his absolutely effortless style,
I know.
Usually you don't come up with that on your own. I mean, it's simply he's a musical genius.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any way around this. He's just amazing.
Yeah, and sometimes when you don't have necessarily a certain technique or a certain style placed on you, that kind of gives you the freedom of.
Well.
Oh wow! What happened?
He had to kind of develop his a completely creative. Oh,
there's a button here that I need to press.
Okay, where's it?
Yeah, right there.
Okay,
All right. Sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it kind of gives you that creativity, the creative freedom to kind of come up with something.
Oh yeah, but the thing of it is usually that's not original. Usually, a lot of the very creative people are listening to various people.
Yeah,
but I don't know who he would have listened to. I mean,
he didn't listen to you. And it's like I need to be like the professor.
Yeah, no.
Also, it's really amazing how he can be playing two separate instruments at one time.
Well, I think he recorded one and then came back.
I understand. I just think I was trying to be funny.
Still, he's pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, he is absolutely. And if I had to guess, he probably did the recorder first and did the guitar second because of the way his hat is.
Well, and the thing is I love the recorder. There was I think a group from the Andes I used to love that played the spirit pipes.
Okay.
And you get kind of a lot of the same feel from that.
Okay. Where's the Andes located?
in Peru.
Okay.
Or, yeah.
And then he does get a different like sound out of his hands when he hits the guitar. Like he'll hit with the flesh part and a thud, and then he'll hit the top with his fingernail, and it sounds like.
Yeah, well, you kind of get like the bass and maybe something similar to the.
I mean, he's a one man band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So one thing I've seen constantly here in the comments for Alip, at least the ones that you've been on, is that they want to hear you play guitar. When are we going to hear the professor play his guitar?
Well, after I play my guitar, no one will refer to me as the professor anymore.
Well, professor is more than just being able to do something. It's the ability to understand what's being done and to teach it. Yeah. I think there are differences than people who do things and people who teach things.
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, I wanted to play guitar from when I was a little kid, when you had the Beatles and you had, Chuck Berry and, even, Elvis early on and stuff. Yeah. That, electric guitar was going to be the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
So, I was in, a number of guys and I got together at various times, but we were never any good.
So we're going to hear some old Johnny B. Good played?
Well, that would likely be what I would play. So
yeah, I know. I've been hearing you play that one for a long, long time now.
Well, yeah, it's been about 55 years, I guess. Probably before you were born, for sure. Way before.
So I think we should get a little bit of a rendition someday.
Yeah, well, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. I think they'll be happy with it. I think it's more about the community coming together and kind of encouraging each other and enjoying what talents everybody has,
Yeah.
Like, my talent as a reactor is nowhere close to what his talent is, but they appreciate the kind of like admiration and stuff, and so.
Well, the thing about, if anybody knows, did Alip have any people he listened to or that were part of his guitar playing? I would really wonder. The thing I love about this guy, that I absolutely love, it doesn't look to me like he grew up in a family that had, millions of dollars so he could get all the music lessons he ever wanted and stuff, and the fanciest of guitars and the best of this and that. And this guy, he earns a living as a forklift operator.
Yeah.
So no matter how good you are musically, the next question will be, well, how good can you operate a forklift? and I love that about this guy.
If I had to guess, a lot of places in the world are kind of coming up with internet now and getting it now. Mm-hmm. I would say probably growing up, there was somebody around his hometown that played the guitar really good, and he kind of just started to like watch and learn and maybe get lessons or something that way.
Well, I would wonder, but somebody said no. He wasn't formally trained.
Right, like he didn't go to a school.
That doesn't mean that he didn't have people around him and stuff that help. Nor doesn't mean it may be. Typically, music is something that. There are definite genetic attachments for it. You got definite families that it runs in. I would be shocked if somebody else in his family, or if even several people in his family weren't, very musical.
And I think sometimes when people hear like formally trained, it takes away some of the they think it takes away some of the greatness, which to me it doesn't. It just, it means you had been taught stuff.
Yeah.
Probably nothing what he plays now is what he was ever taught.
That's
he probably took the tools and
Yeah.
created it
Yeah.
into what it is now. But I don't think it ever takes away from somebody's greatness. Like Michael Jordan
Right.
played on a high school team. That doesn't take away from the fact that he's the greatest basketball player, arguably, to ever play.
Sure.
And so it's like you go to these camps. Like I don't know. To me, it's just like it doesn't. To be great doesn't mean you have to only rely on natural talent. And so,
Oh yeah.
I think some people think, well, if they were trained, then that means they're not as good. No, they're absolutely. He's still the GOAT.
Yeah. The thing about it is that I mean, in part, look at his face when he plays. His mind is somewhere where most people's minds can't go. I mean, that's where it is. And for him, just look at his hands. He's not watching his fingers.
No,
he knows where everything is.
Yeah,
and he produces the sound that in some ways he's imagining at any given time.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, in part you go, I can see why like ancient peoples believed in the muses and stuff. Where does this come from? Well, we honestly don't know.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like when I hear myself sing,
right.
I'm the greatest singer of all time.
Yeah.
But then when it comes out, it's not so good.
Yeah.
Unlike that, he's actually good.
Yeah, that's true. He's got some level of focus and musical natural appreciation or ability to hear
Press
things
that button again.
that very few people have. Which one is it?
The middle one. Yep.
Okay. So.
Yeah. All right, back at it.
Okay.
Sometimes it's almost like he's dreaming of what he's about to eat for lunch or something.
I doubt that.
He's should I have a ham sandwich today? Or
I'm sure it isn't that. But in part, look at his face. And in part, don't you feel like what his face expresses?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it is you just close your eyes for him.
Yeah.
He's going to take you somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to take you somewhere musically that you probably haven't ever been before.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a really kind of, it's going to be, you're going to go, oh, this is so wonderful to be here.
Yeah.
Like I spend too much time listening to political stuff. Alip, you transcend that,
Yeah.
rather. It helps you to rise above all of the petty little things that upset you during the day.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the recorder reminds me of? Like, as instrument-wise? The harmonica. Like, both can make beautiful music, but they're very underappreciated.
Yeah. Well, they're hardly ever the main instrument in things. But, for him, this is, he's doing the melody line so wonderfully. And in part, he does it with the melody line wonderfully. But then it's interwoven so well with the guitar and stuff, too.
Yeah. Yep.
That today, he just knows how to make music work.
Yep.
Makes it work wonderfully.
a different Alip. I don't think I've heard him hit stuff like that on the guitar.
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, he's now going to mostly rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, which is, I recognize that now as just guitar. Before you go, how many instruments is he playing?
Oh, you missed it. Playing the air guitar on his flute.
I mean, he's playing pretty much the percussion, the rhythm section, and the
Lead
and
guitar.
and the lead guitar. You
Yeah.
know, all and you kind of don't really have to, be all jazzed up to do that.
He's like, I can do all this stuff that you guys do too, you know? I can just do it better.
And the bass. And at the end, I mean, if you listen to it, what he does is he lets the other parts drop away.
Yeah.
And then he goes just to kind of the lead and the lead to do an ending.
Yeah.
And it goes.
I didn't even notice that.
It goes from very complicated to very simple to it's gonna end now.
We press the button.
It's gonna end it. Okay.
Oh, keeps getting unplugged a little bit, but
Okay.
yeah. So again, that's why we have the professor on here. He notices that stuff that I would never notice. So yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
You can't get better than Alip. So even though he might have said goat on somebody else, he's still the goat to me. So anyways, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. Not going to hurt me, or you can give it a thumbs up because it's not going to hurt you. If you're new or you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel. We're on our way to 30,000. Can you believe that? 30,000 people watch this channel.
That's right. I remember I was going to buy you something when you got 100.
Yeah, now we still can't because everybody bought it because of the pandemic. So.
That's right. Everybody bought new cameras.
Yep.
So.
Anyways, guys, I hope you had a fantastic day. And as always, until next time, YouTube, smile like you mean it from the Bushy family.